Hi everyone and welcome back to SunBurst Tarot, where today we're going to be doing something a little bit similar to something I've done in the past. So one, we've looked at TMZ in the past and kind of what role does it play in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry. The other one that I actually am really curious about is the National Enquirer. So, the National Enquirer is a publication. It's one of the oldest tabloids, gossip news, blind item places. But you can find it pretty much any grocery store with a new edition coming out every week. And I wanted to take a look at what is its role within the entertainment industry and kind of see where its place is. What does it do? What does it have? And the such. I also wanted to see, is it actually similar to what TMZ is, or is it something different? So, without further ado, let's kind of get into what role does the National Enquirer play within the entertainment industry. But first, remember, weird. Ugh. Apparently I'm not allowed to eat certain things anymore. Remember, everything I'm saying is all alleged and for entertainment purposes only. No facts here, just my opinions, psychic downloads, and as such. So, if you want to use what I'm saying to help form your own thoughts, opinions, and conclusions, please do so. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the general energy surrounding the National Enquirer and kind of what role does it play in Hollywood. The Justice card, this is reversed. What the National Enquirer is here to do is to help people get away with things. What I believe with, oh boy, why is this? The Queen of Cups, because we are here to, oh my goodness. From a financial influence, the Knight of Swords. The National Enquirer is the... So before, how I saw TMZ, they're the secret keepers of the entertainment industry. National Enquirer is the place where celebs, this is like the celebs, oh gosh, what were they called? Like, you know how that you could take out personal ads back in the day about, and write something really stupid, or you could, in your local paper, or some people would write the op-eds, or do a column. That's what the National Enquirer is. The National Enquirer is the first place where celebs could go to essentially bitch other people out that they don't like. The Justice card here, it's this is the place where I go and bitch people out. From a financial influence here, or a material sense, that the Knight of Swords here, this is where I get to go vent my frustrations about other people. That's what the National Enquirer is for. It's about to write hit pieces on other people. It's do I think the National Enquirer has oh, we're gonna go out and find the latest scoops on things? No, this is you go here to write hit pieces on other people. Because the hopes and fears here, I'm going to be seen as triumphant. The Six of Wands, I get to showcase how I feel and what I say, and the such. Oh, wow. The unseen obstacle here, though, the Fool card reverse, they take anything and anything. If you want to write a hit piece, they'll take it. You want to write something about this and or other, they'll take it. They don't have a lot of standards for their articles. They don't have a lot of standards, and they pretty much take anything. They're a little bit foolhardy in what they take. When I say they do, it's probably quite a big penny to get a national headline in there. However, a lot of it is they just don't really care. Opposing energies against them is the Strength card upright. So there are a couple people who have strong armed them into not allowing certain articles to run, or how do I put this? Give them less time on the page. So yeah, the Strength card upright here, it's just there's a big force that tries to strong arm them into doing things, but they just don't give a shit. They just do not care. The National Enquirer just makes me laugh because you know, that old granny who just she's just gonna go out and say some shit because she's seen a thing or two and she just does not care no more. That's the National Enquirer's energy. They just don't care. Like, bring it in. Let's see what you got. I don't know why. What's going for them? Yeah, the Emperor. Like, they know that, like, if anyone wants something done, they're the ones that will get it done. Like, they hold a lot of power within the entertainment industry because they just don't care. There's not a lot that people that can be done against them. One, because they keep their hands pretty clean, it does feel like, when it comes to knowing information versus not knowing information. So when it comes to like defamation or defamation or slander, a lot of the time, the National Enquirer is just like, we're just a newspaper. People pay to have articles run. They give the information, we run them. We don't fact check any of it because our publication isn't one that's supposed to be facts. It's supposed to be gossip and news and hit pieces apparently against people. This is just funny as all get out of here. And so they hold a lot of power in that they're leaders in their industry. And because they're so popular, and again, they're in like all sorts of different neighborhoods and in grocery stores and in like anywhere you can get a magazine, that's what they're at. Looking at here in the past, our past events, the High Priestess reversed. So I don't know why I get Joan Rivers. Like, when I look at the National Enquirer, I just think Joan Rivers. Don't know what that has anything to do with it. But the High Priestess here at the past events, it does seem that they're not that. Like, would I take anything the National Enquirer says as the gospel truth? No, I would not. Again, this is like hit pieces. Do I think that there's snippets of truth in the National Enquirer? Yes, there's a lot of snippets of truth, but they're going to be, how do I put it? The snippets of truth are like, you have to read between the lines within the articles that they do run. You have to read between the lines and everything, because if you took everything for gospel truth on the surface, it's never going to be the gospel truth. It's just going to be, yeah, you have to look between the lines. And like, I almost see like they have a secret code within the National Enquirer. Like, there's a secret code of some sort. Like, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. And if you know the code, like, you can actually read the Enquirer and actually see like all the truth. I don't know how that works. It's interesting, where it's like there are certain like trigger words, it feels like, in the National Enquirer that like they're code words. So say the Bahamas is a code word for, I don't know, ice cream sundaes. So if someone is saying, or like ice cream sundaes is like a code word for I'm depositing $1 million. Like the headline would be, Jackie Kennedy was seen in the Bahamas eating an ice cream sundae on the beach. And so what that really means is Jackie Kennedy was on her private island in the Bahamas, and she was depositing $100 million at the beachfront bank account with her banker Joe Schmo, because it's on the beach and there's only one bank that's on the beach. And because you mentioned ice cream sundaes, it meant they were depositing an X amount of money. And if it was 2 ice cream and if it was 2 scoops of ice cream, it's like meant to mean like $2 million. I don't know. There's that sort of like secret code within the Enquirer. Like, if you know the code words, you know exactly what's going on. Super weird. Looking here for future events, the Hermit reverse, seeing this getting out of our comfort zone. I am also seeing this as things are coming to light about the National Enquirer and like just how coded it actually is and how much information it actually has. This is super cool and super weird, but that's what I'm seeing from the National Enquirer. Okay, so when it comes to How is the this is it's essentially a hit piece for celebrities. So like when I would look at it, you know how you have like your newspapers for everyone else that like telling you the who's who and the what's what? Like that's what the National Enquirer is, but for Hollywood elites who can read the code. It's like it actually tells you kind of what's going down with like the certain people, but it tells you a lot of secrets about other people as well. Interesting. This is wild, y'all. Wild. I would love to know the code to actually see what the heck does it all mean. Because it's like a cipher. Alright, so what we're going to look at here next is we're going to look into... Okay, so since it's being used as a Hollywood hit piece, why did it start... Did it start off as a Hollywood hit piece? Or like I should say, what role does it... Besides that role... How do, like, essentially the Hollywood elites, why do the Hollywood elites use it rather than say, like, I don't know, like a regular newspaper? Like, why do they use the Enquirer, the Page of Wands? Because a lot of people don't take it super seriously. That's why. People don't take it super seriously. It's like this is just something that's spitfire, it's fun, you don't need to worry about too much. However, there's a lot of innuendos. There's also a lot of... Also, there's a fashion part of it. And in there's actually a lot of digs, it feels like, at people as well. Man, I wish I knew where my... I did buy a National Enquirer once. I don't know where mine is. Otherwise, I would grab it out. But just seeing this is like... There's so many, like, passive-aggressive digs in this thing. And it's like we can get away with it because people don't see it as something super serious. Also, with the Page of Pentacles reversed here within like material, from like a material sense, people don't, like the general public and even celebs, it's like this can't be controlled by them. Celebrities can't control the National Enquirer. They can only pay the National Enquirer. But like the amount of money that they get is never enough to take it over. It feels like. Super weird, super interesting. Because looking here, with the hopes and fears, it's the Ten of Wands. Also, when it comes to delivering messages, this is the National Enquirer is also really, really good at showcasing and taking things to the next step. So like in this card, sure, it's the Ten of Wands, but I also get like Chariot vibes from this card as well, where this, like, you are able to move forward and like you really get to put someone on display in the National Enquirer. It's like if you have like a hit piece run on you in the National Enquirer, that means someone's being petty as frickety frick frick. Like this is like the petty gossip news. You know how people would take out personal ads? Like this is like I'm taking out personal ads to be mean and gossipy with you. Unseen obstacles here. It has been something that's been dying off, but it's something that's been very, very consistent. Consistency. It's also started to lose its sting, though, and that's kind of the unseen obstacle here, is that it's been around for such a long time and it's been so consistent that people aren't really, it doesn't have like a zing factor to it anymore like it did before. Like if your stuff was getting run in early 2000s, like you were like, mortified because someone was spilling the guts on the National Enquirer or doing a hit piece on you for the National Enquirer. Now, so it's not as much. They have different ways. So the National Enquirer does feel like it is falling out of favor, but it's had a pretty dang good run. Looking here as well, as opposing energies, the world is starting to see through the mirror at what is truly going on, and people are going to start picking up the codes, I feel like, here soon. And if you pick up the codes and then you're able to go back to the Enquirer, like, people are going to be like, oh my God, you know. And it's like, yeah. It's like we're coming full circle with what's going on with the Enquirer. I also see this as we're starting a new cycle, so people are going to use different things rather than the old. What's going for them? No one wants to read about it anymore. Page of Cups reversed. It's like, we've fallen out of love. This isn't right. We're kind of being emotionally immature about it. Again, this is like a very petty energy. Like, if you were being petty, this is where you went. Here, past events is like you didn't have any other options to go after them. So it almost feels like if it wasn't such a big thing, how do I put this? If you wanted to go after someone because they screwed you over, but you didn't want retaliation, like legal retaliation, you went to the Enquirer. As like when you were stuck between a rock and a hard place and there was only one option for you to kind of get back at someone, then you went to the Enquirer. And then here for future events with the star reversed, yeah, we're going to be seeing the Enquirer, I think, just go down in popularity. People don't want to use it. It's not getting the leverage that it used to. People just don't want to go with it anymore. And yeah, but the star reverse is also like the stars that they used to rely on for stories just no longer, just aren't going to be around much longer, apparently. So that's what I'm seeing there. So when it comes to the Enquirer, I'm going to take one last look here at how we're going to look at the perception of it from Hollywood and the entertainment and the people in the entertainment industry, and then the perception of it in like our general pea-brained, apparently regular human brain, and how we look at it. I just want to see it from another way of looking at it, and then we'll kind of end it there. So yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying this with the Enquirer. If you can find a newspaper emoji if there is one. Otherwise, just leave a I don't know, a feather, a bird, I don't know, go tweet, and for it, I would really appreciate the engagement on the video. So let's take a look here. How does the entertainment industry essentially perceive the Enquirer? The Four of Wands. It holds a lot of the cards. The National Enquirer, to a lot of entertainers, it's like this is where they go to get their tea on people. Again, it's very much coded, and it's like it holds a lot of power within the circles, because it does go after a lot of people, and it allows people to get away with things that they wouldn't in the past, especially with that Justice card reverse. Is like we're making bad money decisions. Hopes and fears here. The Ten of Pentacles reversed. There's also an issue with a lot of people in the entertainment industry did see the Enquirer as like it also went after executives in some way. I don't know why I'm seeing that, but this went after. When I say the National Enquirer do not care, it does not care. It didn't care if it's going after executives. It didn't care if it's going after big name stars. It didn't care. You wanted a story run, it will run a story. It does not care. And there's no amount of money that people could pay to make sure a story didn't run. Like if someone wanted it, they were going to get it done. I don't know if they did bidding wars. I do think that they do bidding wars as well behind the scenes. Like, because what I'm seeing is we got 5 issues going out today. And with our 5, we have 5 stories that we can run. If you want to pay a certain amount for it to go out versus it not running, you can put your bets in now. Like, whoever running this was a very shrewd business person. Because it feels like, one, there's a lot of, like, when we're looking at how it operates, Enquirer has like 20 or 50 stories that they are given each week. People pay for them to run. Then there are certain article, and then like they're paid for them to run, and then like if they pay for, and like once they get paid for to run in the article that week, or for like that next week, then they go and they put it up on like a bidding site, Or yeah, they go up and they put it on like some sort of bidding site where it's like, if you want this story to run, you can put X amount of dollars behind it. If you want this story to not run, you can put X amount of dollars behind it. Whichever one has the most amount of money is the one that determines if it runs or not. So like there's a whole like almost auction behind behind the scenes for the stories as well. So I don't know like what the entry fee is to get an article run, but it's like, okay, so first you got to pay the entry fee to get your article even considered, then it gets written, and then it gets put up on this bidding board to make sure that like if it runs or not. It's super weird, but man, that's a pretty when you're dealing with people with lots of money, I mean, that's one way of doing it. Huh. The unseen obstacle here, yeah, with the Ace of Swords, it's like, yeah, you got to put it up on a board. You're putting up on a board and you don't know if it's going to run or not. Opposing energy here with the priest, the high priestess. Also, there's a lot of stories that are really, really wrong and like absolutely false that are put out there that are just like, this is hogwash. What's going for them? They have there's whoever runs it, again, it gives me Joan Rivers vibes, but a Queen of Pentacles, so someone who's pretty nurturing, very business savvy, knows how to make some money. Past events here, the Three of Pentacles, this came from like if you screwed someone over in business, like you had an article getting run about you. This is interesting. And then here for future events, the Four of Pentacles. There's a lot of stories that were paid to not run within the National Enquirer. And people are like, those stories better be sitting right in a vault and never see the light of day, is kind of what I'm hearing. Okay, when it comes to the general populace, the Hierophant, not a lot of people care from like the general populace with the National Enquirer. It's very much like, yeah, we're just not that committed. Like it's just kind of like our trashy TV on the side. It's something that we're not really committed to, but at the same time, like we have a sense of non-tradition, non-conforming. Why is this the Five of Wands? Because it has because there's a lot of internal, how do I put this? When people, we see it as a trashy thing where it's just, we get to see the inside of how the elites are squabbling against each other. From a financial influence here or a material sense, it brings great joy, but it's almost like a guilty pleasure for a lot of people. Like that's what the National Enquirer is. It's just a guilty pleasure. Hopes and fears here. A lot of people just want to disconnect from it. I do think a lot of people from like a general public, like National Enquirer is, it's not that good no more. We get better information from TikTok. Unseen obstacles here with the Empress upright. I do see that a lot of people are looking at this, oh, this is just plant stories. There's not a lot of truth. This is just like, it's like someone's just feeding us something. It almost seems like. Opposing energies to this, the Seven of Cups. Yeah, we know, we're starting to see what the real thing is here. And like these PR things that you've been putting out, these false stories, we're just not falling for anymore. Yeah, because we're talking about the truth. We're speaking up and letting things be known with the Magician here. Past events, the Two of Wands. It's like we were kind of just hemming and hawing around, redirecting ourselves, trying to figure new things out. And then here for the future, we have the Eight of Cups, which is walking away from the National Enquirer. So yeah, just walking away from it. And then we're in a time of transformation here in general when it comes to what's the future for the National Enquirer and the such. So that's what I'm seeing for it. If y'all enjoyed, feel free, hit that like, subscribe, comment, let me know your own thoughts and opinions down below. If y'all are interested, I'm going to have that TMZ video here linked at the end if you haven't seen it. Otherwise, $3 a month, access to cool videos if you want to join YouTube members. Otherwise, you can go check out my cool merch down below too. So thank you all so much for watching again, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. So bye.